Hi, I'm Anna Knowland, and this is the opening scene to my rural crime novel, Water Soldier. Part 1, Winter 1982, Bert the Terrier Man. On working days, Terrier Man is up at dawn, out with the dogs in all seasons. He's 60-something, 70 even, nobody knows, 5'6", barrel-chested, 2.5 front teeth missing. Grey maze of hair standing on end like a dandelion clock. Bagging moleskins neatly tucked into cleat-soled rubber boots. Only in the hunting season does he take down his best coat, give it a gentle shake, smooth out its folds. Black wax cotton with a collar of khaki suede, brass stud fastenings that gleam in the winter sun. Terrier Man knows his county. He can recognise a fox the same way a gamekeeper can his dog. The keeper's futile nighttime lamping is no match for the fox. Terrier Man has different methods. First, the dog's young and hungry, two small riots on leashes. His tools, a pistol, net of fibrous rope, a sharpened spade. Daylight and full moons only, his ways and means. A good Terrier Man knows every hole where a fox might dig. Knows the telltale mounds on the verges of ploughed fields and smooth pastures. Knows their underground earths, senses those dark vacancies underfoot. The dry snugs where she birthed her cubs in spring, no matter how deep she has tunnelled. The job is not to fight the fox underground, but to taunt it, bolt it, drive it out of hiding and onto open land, or into the net, according to Terrier Man's purpose. Send in the dogs to yap and bay, scuffle in the earth, chase through tunnels, block up the hole with whatever's to hand, brushwood, litter, great piles of stinking wet leaves. Lie down, one ear pressed to the ground, listening hard. Once Bert hears that yapping, those scrabbling claws, he fetches his spade, sets aside the first square of turf and starts digging. The deeper the dig, the greater the contest. Call off the dogs and lay the net. The fox won't be far behind. She'll race about for a minute, but when she bolts, she's caught. It won't take long. Once she's fighting for her life in his net, he won't prolong it. Bert's not cruel. Bert despises cruelty. Scruff of the neck in one hand, air pistol in the other. Every animal's got its place, Terrier Man has always said. Otter, weasel, mink, all the vermin, even the fox. All take the weakest of another species, weeding, pruning, purifying, breeding out the weak. Take Taff and Patch here, bred in the old days by the Reverend John Russell. Hard workers both, devilish clever, loyal too. Dancing round his ankles as soon as the sun's up. Hunt folk say a wild creature should have a sporting chance. They say the fox is a worthy foe. All very well, but what about the farmer's weakling lamb? Once the fox has tasted lamb, they'll come back for it. The master of the hunt is king, but it's farmers who pay Terrier Man's way. Laying hens and their chicks, turkeys, Muscovy ducks for the restaurant trade. Feather. Not all foxes live for feather, though some do. Terrier Man serves both the farmer and the hunt. Makes no odds to him. Driven above ground or into the net. Either way, he gets the job done. Boxing Day meet. Snowy fields dazzle in the bright morning sun. The frosted ground is cold and hard as quartz. The master, resplendent in his pinks, welcomes the field. Ronnie the huntsman and his whippers-in restrain their writhing hounds. The field knows its place. Sombre in navy black and beige, straight-backed, buttoned to the neck. It holds back, respectful, whilst the men on the ground confer. Everyone must wait for the huntsman's call. Terrier Man arrives in his best knitted sweater and tie, his black coat folded neatly across one arm. He doesn't feel the cold like other people. Taff and Patch on very tight leashes. The meat seethes with port, quiet bonhomie, small bets, anticipation. Everybody knows Terrier Man and why he's here. He's shy though, makes his way quietly around, a nod here, a handshake there, speaks only when he's spoken to, which suits him just fine. Well, says Ronnie, escaping from a small throng of foot followers, whisky breath vaporising in the cold air. Where shall we draw? Are we still on for Pale? Yes. Ash House Farm give permission, did they? Ronnie nods. Bert continues. You know the grass lay at Ash, where they used to keep the horses. Slopes right the way down to the river. You can't miss it. Great patch of rushes at the bottom. There was a litter there this summer. I've seen the den many times. Heard them too last night. Not so far as the river though. If you reach the water, you've gone too far.